All right, folks, we're going to get this going here for the high school division weigh-in side of this afternoon. I want to remind a few things. First of all, welcome to Central Tennessee Bass Nation High School and Youth Trail. This is the last tournament for this fall. We're at Dale Hollow up here. I want to thank Pickett County for our host. And a huge thank to Sunset Marina, everything they did this morning, showing up early into work, making us coffee and getting us comfortable down there, a nice warm place. Sorry we had a fog delay, but that's fishing. That's fishing in the fall. But we extended an hour today. I've got tanks full at 3 o'clock weigh-in. Either 3 o'clock for the juniors or 4 o'clock for high school. Couple reminders, we've got a kayak over here that is a raffle for fundraisers for teams. If you're interested in a kayak, it's $5 a ticket or $5 for $20. We also down at this end, Livingston Academy is doing the same thing, only they've got a Garmin, a 122 or a 1226, I think. I don't know how they're advertising it. They're basically both the same unit. They're raffling them off, $5 a ticket, $5 for $20. Does anybody else have any raffles we need to announce? The kayak's leaving with somebody today. Kayak is leaving with somebody today. We're going to draw that sometime right after the high school weigh-in terminates. We also got barbecue over here. I want to thank the folks coming up from Bledsoe County. They brought it all the way up to make sure we had food at the dinner tonight. Sir. Mr. Burks, Joseph Burks from Clay County. Are you still here? Who's here from Clay County? Anybody? I think Joseph left. I need somebody from Clay County. I've got a check up here. I'm going to go eat dinner.
You're going to do what? Did he drop it?
He dropped it after you gave it to him.
All right, thank you.
Hey, that means we go to dinner. Okay, I'm going to remind all the coaches, all the parents out there, please make sure our numbers get returned to us today. I want to make sure everybody is off the water. It needs to be returned to either end of the stage, either my water bag guy down there, or you can return them to Coach Petty right out here in front of me with that Tennessee hat on, or you can step around back and return them to us back here. But please do not put them in my number cart. Who you got? One? How many you got? One? Get up here. All right, we're going to start this out. Here we go. From Monterey, it's Goodwin and Goodwin. They've got 3. Those 3 go 866. Give me a big fish, please. Hey. $2.91 on the big fish. That's a good call. That's a 305 big fish. Your leader in big fish right there. The Goodwin brothers from Monterey for the moment. Next up with one fish out of Gallatin, it's Colton Myers and Lane Roddy. 204. Here comes Luke Charles and Chamber Stockard from Music City with 2 fish. 425. Next up with 3 fish out of Livingston Academy comes the Cumbie brothers. They've got 3 today. 768. Give me their big fish. I don't know where this is gonna, I don't need a tie in here on a day like today. $2.90. From Sumner County, here comes Jackson Simmons and Cohen Clark with 1 fish. $1.90. With 3 fish from Frontier Fishing, here comes Andy Lassiter and Donovan Wellman. 726. Yes, give me the big fish now. $2.81. Zero. From Lipscomb Academy, Golden and Crow have 2. $2.34. I should have known. Now I see who it is. These 2 got 5. All right, here comes your first limit of the day from Pickett County, Rex Reagan and Max Moody. $16.31 for the lead. Give me a big one out of there. $3.93. Out of Music City with 1 fish, here comes Sam Kiger and Sam Hayes. $1.95. From Franklin County, here comes Caden Stevenson, Hunter Crittenden. They've got one. 119. With two fish out of Clay County, here comes Turbo and White. That's got to be two good fish. 751. Someone show me a big fish out of there. Fellas, you're looking for something 393 or better. Oh, yeah. Here's your new big fish, folks. 454. All the way from Kingston with two fish. Here comes Doherty and Lane. $355.
You want to do it? Hey, hold on.
With one fish, here comes Hank McElwain and Hunter Davis from Music City Bass. $321. From Livingston Academy, here comes Aiden Roberson and Pearson Burks with two. 633. They got one in there, four or more. Hang on, Aiden. Hang on. Don't set it down yet. Wait until he's ready. Okay. 316, Aid. Whoa! Come on, Butterfingers.
There's no slam in a circle.
From Warren County, here comes Oatnell and Cumbie. They've got two. $308. They got two fish. They're out of Upperman. Here comes Crew and Reed Marone. $327. From Warren County, here comes Brady Norris and Jacob Holt with one. $184. From DeKalb County, Jacob Johnson and Slade Bennett, they've got 2. .508 for those folks at home. I'm going to update that chart, that live scoreboard right now. Next up with 1 fish is Bibbings and Williams from Mount Juliet. .184, 1.84. Next up from Mount Juliet with 2 fish, it's Lowhorn and Russell. .270. From Mount Juliet, Mr. Putnam and Mr. Doak, they've got 3. $5.95, 5.95.
That's for limit size. Big fish is like 305. 4 cent now.
From Eagleville, here comes Hitson and Van Denmark. They've got 4. $9.50. Give me a big fish. $2.96. From Spring Hill, here comes Landon Scott or Fox and Carter Kingham. $2.74.
Show me them pearly white. Right here.
With 2 fish out of Eagleville, here comes Rob West and Blaine Pointer. $5.02. Next up out of Warren County with 2 fish, here comes Sinks and Jones. 364. 364. For those folks at home, I'm doing another update.
He's going way back down there.
Next up from Sumner County comes Will Anderson and Brody Teller. They've got 1. 214. If you're watching at home and you did not know, you can pick up the live scoreboard and see exactly where everybody's at by visiting the Tennessee Bass Nation High School and Youth website at tbnhsy.com. That's tbnhsy.com. From DeKalb County, here comes Tyler Dunn and Roan Miller. They've got 1. 274. They got 2. Next up out of Music City, Spellagine and Hobbs. They've got 3. 821. Give me your big fish when you guys get done with your pictures.
Definitely can't hear you over, buddy. It's been a hard grind.
345.
Bye.
All right, Spring Hill's coming alive here with 4 fish. Here's Dylan Jennings. $8.53. Yep, big fish.
Oh,
290. Yeah, I just noticed something, Sammy. You know, you've been out of the picture, not even a director anymore. I don't even have one of those hats.
I had to work hard to get this today.
Uh-huh. I know who I need to pick on, though. I think he's sitting back in Franklin, probably on the golf course.
Make a good director.
Oh, yeah. Him and David, they'd be buddies. With 5 fish from Upper End, here comes Newton and Kraus. Oh, 1553. Big fish. Nice. Nice. 497. And if I remember right, let me look up here real fast. Yep, there's your new big fish. With 2 fish out of Warren County, here comes Hines and Tooney. $3.95. Here comes Owen Marsh and Octavius Wallace from Mount Juliet with 1 fish. $162. Another limit? How good a 5 you got? Did you lie to me, Gibson?
I ain't lying to you, sir.
We'll see.
You'll see.
All right. They say it's a small one, but they've got a limit, and that's all that counts. Parham and Gibson from Sumner County. Oh, the sandbaggers. $11.84. Give me a big fish. $3.13 the tiebreaker on it for me. Thanks. Hang on a second, Richard. Richard, give me a 30 or a minute. Williams with 1 fish to weigh in, and it'll be a scale weight. $2.42 on a scale weight. All right, we'll get it going back here. We got one fish from DeKalb County from Skeletor Twins. Let's go. $158. Their mama thinks they're really ugly or something. Either that or their girlfriends.
We don't have girlfriends.
Oh, you should have left that alone, son. So your mama thinks you're ugly.
Yeah.
All right, with 5 fish limit from DeKalb County, Wesley Kent and Mason Taylor. $13.45. Give me a big fish. Okay. 362 a tiebreaker on that one. What do you got on the next one? 362. You made it. 355 on that one. 362 is the tiebreaker.
Check all your hair. Check all your hair up.
All right, folks, when you send a sub in, you try and match them up, and by God, they did her. From Mount Juliet, here comes Trevor Sanford in the sub, Minnie Presley. 1462. They're about the same height. Hey, Mini-Me, I just want to see you fight him over the girlfriend. $433, sorry. From Whitwell, here comes Talon Benson and Jacob Willis with 3. $725. With 1 fish out of Tullahoma, here comes Leighton Suits and Zyler Spinner. 285, 2.85. All right, they gave it a shot. They got a limit, but he says he doesn't have enough. From Sumner County, here comes Ronnie Mims and Traveler Mims. $12.04. $2.82. Update coming your way for those folks watching at home, and I know there's about a dozen on here because I just realized I can see these little icon things up here. Who got? 58 has gone. $182, 1.82. With two fish from Alcoa, here comes Harlan Nelson. $5.04. Y'all better get a load of this. Here comes five fish from Pickett County. It's Carson Smith and Jonah Johnson. $14.23, guys. Give me a big fish. Thought you had a little better than that, Carson. I did. Dude, that's not your big fish, is it? No, that one looks better. That's $3.65 right there. Check the other one, the one you got in your hand, I think. Maybe wrong, but no, $3.44, $3.65 it is. From Bledsoe County with two fish, here comes Trace Fady and Roddy Blankenship. Rowdy, $4.38. Home lake and all. With three fish from Pickett County, here comes Landon and Braden Scott. 10-16 on those 3 fish. Give me their big fish. Weigh them both. Yeah, that's the bigger one, I think, of the 2. That's 390. Pick the basket up, because that says 390. That ain't right. Yep. 394. Big fish tiebreaker is a 394 on that bag. With 3 fish from Portland, here comes Gregory and Parsons. $5.23. Boat captains and parents, one last reminder. I need my numbers back today. Next up with 2 fish from Mount Pleasant, Rupert Randall. $4.41.
Yeah.
From Hickson, here comes Schilling and Jones with 2 fish. $3.54, 3.54.
What is that?
Can I walk right through? Stop.
Uncle Clint, what's that? Uncle Clint.
Good now?
With 2 fish out of Gallatin, here comes Eli Tuck and Reed Farrell. $3.07. Folks, we're getting close to that time that if you want raffle tickets on this kayak down here, or if you want to get tickets for that Garmin down there at Livingston Academy tent, please do so. I know Coach is going to draw for this kayak down here in a minute. 81. Next up from Mount Juliet comes Tyson Harding with 1 fish. Small bag of the day, 0.97. You're going to get a couple of jigs, so don't take off. I got some tight line jigs. Maybe you can catch something bigger than the bait. But his points, 88. Next up with the 1 fish is Greer Gammon and Brody Brinson from Mount Juliet. $2.44.
Come, Brody.
Jack wants to go last. I should make them both go. Matter of fact, I think I will. One close. You're on deck. From Clay County, here comes Hunter Bronner and Kylie Bronner. They've got two. I'm going to make him wait just to torture his mama. 485. How many you got, Grayson? Ready, Jack? Jackie's ready. With 5 fish out of Alcoa, here comes Jackie Hatfield. Oh, the lead in 1854. Give me a big fish. Where's his boat captain at? He needs a hand. Give me that water bag. Actually, hand the water bag to that man over there. Big fish down at 384. Is that it? All right. It's going to be a tiebreaker if we need it. But I don't see anybody tie in 1854. We can check a second one if you want. $401.
Sure. Yeah.
I got to do an update on the leaderboard, so hold tight. Or I should say the scoreboard, as I call it. And if anybody's wondering, yes, I'm making a play off of one of our sponsors.
You couldn't make how many? What did you end up doing yesterday while they were scoping? You sit there? You're like, I would like that. You try to toss to Carolina or get the bank every time you could. Yeah, I kind of do. Yeah.
With one fish out of Sumner County, here comes Gracie and Maggie. Just Gracie. 202. You got the wrong, that's Watts Bar. Updated. Folks, if you're watching at home and you're going through the website, make sure you clear your cache on your phone before you hit that link. Did it update?
No, I'll look again. It's taking a minute.
And if you have a bad signal, it may not update for you. Mind you, we are on Starlink through Outdoor Adventure Group Productions. Boat 108 S5. He's from Lipscomb. It's Corbin Bornstein and Thomas James. 1671. Give me a big fish out of that. Matter of fact, there's second place right there on the stage. $390. Got one dead. What happened? Hook 'em deep? All right, this next one time around, we've got a scale weight on two fish from Livingston Academy. It's Robertson Melton. 684. From Stewart's Creek, here comes Morrow and Roberts with one. $347, 3.47. From Franklin County with one fish, here comes Riley Garner and Trevor Rollins. $272. Cool. From Sumner County, here comes Coleman Castile and Easton Hall with four. $915. No, don't worry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, these scales will close sharply at 5:25. It is 5:11 now. That gives me time to run the zeros. Next up out of Music City, it's the Neal brothers. They've got one. $211. Richard, my tanks are empty.
Since the early 1970s, the BASS conservation agenda has remained focused on issues related to fisheries and aquatic research conservation. In the early years, it meant taking legal action against industries polluting our nation's waterways. Today, the agenda has grown more complex. The backbone of our effort is founded on a grassroots core of BASS members and those belonging to BASS nation clubs across the country, always on the lookout for issues that have local, regional, or even a national significance. Early on, BASS recognized that bass are a renewable resource and pioneered the catch and release ethic.
We recycle the bass we catch in these tournaments. We have our sport, but we don't hurt the fishing of the future.
In the late 1960s, Ray Scott revolutionized bass fishing. He founded the Bass Angler Sportsman Society, now the world's largest fishing organization. Before his efforts, bass fishing was a niche southern pastime. often overshadowed by trout. Scott elevated its popularity and preservation. Today, his legacy lives on, a testament to his conservation efforts.
The story of catch and release actually was a trout fisherman's. Ray was just watching. He was kind of sitting up on the bank watching there, and these flagger boys, as he called them, were spread out down through there and working their line, and all of a sudden the guy set the hook and they hollered, "Fish on!" Easily led the fish in and pulled it up. And he said it wasn't more than a foot long, and everybody went crazy when he released that fish. They were high-fiving and clapping and screaming and everything. And he thought, well, what would the old bass boys do if they were releasing 5-pound bass? After I saw those people with a peddling foot-long trout get that excited. Ray Scott, like that, had his vision and a dream. And this was what became known as Don't Kill Your Catch.
Folks, I'm Ray Scott. The pages of every issue of Bassmaster magazine is fostering and encouraging our members to become more and more aware in the conservation effort. Our tournament and our society has sponsored the Don't Kill Your Catch program, and these fish that you see in the large tank here are bass that were caught during the tournament, are released alive and safe back into the waters that they swam in. Bass has come a long way in 5 years. I guess we've got a long way to go, but we'll get there because we're committed.
We were going to do catch and release. He said it's going to be a challenge. Most boats then did not have aerated live wells.
To everyone at the time, I would think that's the impossible dream right there, because all these guys who are fishing now grew up in an atmosphere where that was what it was all about. You justified your passion for fishing by being able to bring some food home.
At the start of the 1972 Bassmaster Tournament Series, rules were added to anglers to practice something called Don't Kill Your Catch.
That was a hallmark right there. But what happened, it rippled out to the average bass fisherman, bass clubs, and the other tournaments. And bass are recycled now.
A man, if he's a good angler, can catch a great many bass. But if he's really civilized, he's going to be that rare thing, an unpreying predator. He's going to release the bulk of his catch, which makes his angling a game of skill that preserves rather than destroys or diminishes the source of his pleasure.
Tournament anglers would receive bonus ounces for weighing in live fish. It didn't take long for Don't Kill Your Catch to expand even further.
The standard soon became you released the fish, and then Dewey went to a 5 bass limit, and that's still the standard today.
Because sometimes those live wells, they were pretty good size, but 5 fish fit better in those live wells than 7 did.
Because our #1 goal at bass is to always put the fish back in the water, make them survive. You've got a green zone, and in that green zone is the area the fish can survive in. You've got a red zone over on the left on the meter, and once it gets to that red zone, really anything below about 4.5 parts per million to 5 parts per million oxygen content the fish will not survive in. So as soon as I saw it light up in the red zone, I knew we had to do something. So called Tallahassee, Florida, talked to the Game and Fish, got a permit to haul the fish from the weigh-in site over to the main body of the lake and release them every day in the rim canal where the oxygen content is excellent. And that's one thing that I hope that most of the tournament organizations throughout the country will do, is check the oxygen content in the water where they're releasing their fish, because if there's no oxygen, those fish are not going to survive.
Today, anglers measure and check fish at the bump tank for keeper status. BASS officials inspect the catch. Then the fish are placed in ventilated bags and aerated tanks until taking the stage. At the stage, the weighmaster weighs the fish and the MC interviews the angler. Immediately after weighing, fish go to large aerated tanks on a release boat nearby. The release boat team returns them to the lake later.
When I meet someone that isn't familiar with tournament fishing, and they think, oh, do you guys, what happens to those fish? What do you do with them? if I get a chance to talk to them, it changes their perspective about tournament fishing. You know, tournament fishing is actually the reason we have a lot of the good conservation habits that we have.
These anglers take incredible care of them. Some live wells have cooling devices, so the fish in a lot of situations actually goes back in the water in better health than it left the water. From the angler's boat, they go into mesh bags. Those mesh bags are then carried up to our tournament troughs that are fully oxygenated, and not just oxygenated, but patrolled by biologists.
The oxygen comes to the surface, but most of that oxygen is actually dissolving into the water. And we kind of let them recuperate a little bit before this boat goes out then and releases these fish. Now the other thing that's real critical in our system is that boat is almost full. We have the computers on stage are linked to the scales, so we know how many pounds of fish have come off the scales and into that boat.
It is imperative if you're a tournament angler, no matter what division you're in, no matter what side of the bridge you're fishing off of, to try to keep them alive. I think what bass does is a testament to that.
It is a philosophy that is still going strong today. It takes temperature into effect.
Boat captains, we have an opportunity here. If you do not know how to fish,
oxygen and good cool water all the time.
We keep our live release boats right at the same temperature that we keep these tanks, so that when the fish go from the tanks to the release boat, there's not a big temperature shock. When those fish are in the bags, they're using oxygen all the time. And that's real evident on our boat, on the release.
Richard, we good? All right, here we go. Last bag that I know of, and we're going to give it a... They got 5 minutes to get here. From Monterey, here comes Parker Bilberry with 4. 871, 8.71.
We do that 8 times. As soon as that one's done,
Watch this. You're live on the mic. Hey!
Yes, sir.
I'm missing one of your teams. I need to know if Chris Ward, and Ward and Shoemaker.
Yeah, they turned their card in. I seen them up at the rail, but I asked them about it.
Well, it never hit back here, or they laid it down someplace up here and we haven't found it. Thank you. Scales are closed. All right, let's see if you can find out for me. I just need those girls. I'm not worried about color. All right, thanks.
Blacklist said she's selling Jake. Jake? What Blacklist said.
It's not just a pastime, it's a way of life. For half a century, BASS has been a champion for conservation. It's time to sharpen your fish care skills, and you can do it for free. Scan this QR code to download your free copy of Bassmaster's Keeping Bass Alive. Inside, you'll find a trove of tips with advanced angler knowledge for fish care. Explore comprehensive fish care techniques anytime or anywhere on the go. Together, we can make a difference. It all starts with conservation. It's not just a pastime, it's a way of life. For half a century, BASS has been a champion for conservation. It's time to sharpen your fish care skills, and you can do it for free. Scan this QR code to download your free copy of Bassmaster's Keeping Bass Alive. Inside, you'll find a trove of tips with advanced angler knowledge for fish care. Explore comprehensive fish care techniques anytime or anywhere on the go. Together, we can make a difference. It all starts with conservation.
You do it, it's your kayak. Just like it. Several photos all for common just say we're fixing it off the top of the kayak. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Go ahead.
Just come to the stick. We got you.
Hey, we're fixing a draw for the kayak.
Don't let her look. Don't let her look. Just one. Just one.
Man tooth. He's not.
He's not gonna take it home.
I didn't draw.
Hey, strap it over your boat so I don't gotta take it with me.
It might fly out of that boat on my way home.
At Bassmaster, we don't just love bass fishing. We're committed to preserving its future. Explore the BASS Conservation Agenda, where passion meets purpose. Scan this QR code to learn more about our mission to safeguard our passion for fishing, along with our lakes, rivers, and streams. From habitat restoration to water quality initiatives, we're making a difference. Get valuable insights, tips, and find more ways to get involved. We're working tirelessly with state agencies and conservation partners, promoting best practices in aquatic vegetation management.
Get somebody here so I can take it. Hold on, get your mic. Get your mic. What's going on? Whoa. Get your mic. Tell them what's going on. Oh, sorry. Tell them what's going on.
Well, just got a.
Turn it on.
I just got a phone call from the guy who won it, and he said redraw.
Sid, come on. Eliminate name automatically.
You got one, pull it out. Jake Davis.
Jake Davis. Oh, look out.
Guess I'll be kayak fishing.
Yeah, you taking it with you because I ain't.
Free copy of Bassmaster's Keeping Bass Alive. Inside you'll find a trove of tips with advanced angler knowledge for fish care. Explore comprehensive fish care techniques anytime or anywhere on the go. Together, we can make a difference. It all starts with conservation. It's not just a pastime, it's a way of life. For half a century, BASS has been a champion for conservation. It's time to sharpen your fish care skills, and you can do it for free. Scan this QR code to download your free copy of Bassmaster's Keeping Bass Alive. Inside you'll find a trove of tips with advanced angler knowledge for fish care. Explore comprehensive fish care techniques anytime or anywhere on the go. Together, we can make a difference. It all starts with conservation. It's not just a pastime, it's a way of life. For half a century, BASS has been a champion for conservation. It's time to sharpen your fish care skills, and you can do it for free. Scan this QR code to download your free copy of Bassmaster's Keeping Bass Alive. Inside you'll find a trove of tips with advanced angler knowledge for fish care. Explore comprehensive fish care techniques anytime or anywhere on the go. Together, we can make a difference. It all starts with conservation. It's not just a pastime, it's a way of life. For half a century, BASS has been a champion for conservation. It's time to sharpen your fish care skills, and you can do it for free. Scan this QR code to download your free copy of Bassmaster's Keeping Bass Alive. Inside you'll find a trove of tips with advanced angler knowledge for fish care. Explore comprehensive fish care techniques anytime or anywhere on the go. Together, we can make a difference. It all starts with conservation. It's not just a pastime, it's a way of life. For half a century, BASS has been a champion for conservation. It's time to sharpen your fish care skills, and you can do it for free. Scan this QR code to download your free copy of Bassmaster's Keeping Bass Alive. Inside you'll find a trove of tips with advanced angler knowledge for fish care. Explore comprehensive fish care techniques anytime or anywhere on the go. Together, we can make a difference. It all starts with conservation. It's not just a pastime, it's a way of life. At Bassmaster, we don't just love bass fishing, we're committed to preserving its future. Explore the BASS concept.
Hang on. You ready, Richard?
Just leave everything right there.
As soon as I get this one check put away. All right, today we're paying out 13 places. In 13th place with 4 fish for $8.71 from Monterey, Bilbray and Thompson. Run, Forrest, run. Let's go, Bilbray. He's running just hard as he can.
About 3 of them. Where you want me to go? Right there.
In 12th place with 4 fish for $9.15, Sumner County, Hall and Castile.
Yay, Josh! All right! Yay!
I gotta be on stage and he's still almost taller than me.
It wouldn't buy as much.
Darn it.
Yeah.
In 11th place with 4 fish for $9.50 from Eagleville, Hitson and Van Denmark. In 10th place with 4 fish for $9.50. No, that's wrong. For 10th place with 3 fish for $10.16 from Pickett County, Scott and Scott. In 9th place with 5 fish for $11.84 from Sumner County, Parham and Gibson. In 8th place with 5 fish for $12.04 from Sumner County, Mims and Mims, Traveler and Ronnie. I don't need to stand next to it, they need to. If I can get this check out of here. 8th place. In 7th place with 5 fish for $13.45 from DeKalb County, Taylor and Kent. In 6th place with 5 fish for $14.23 from Pickett County, Johnson and Smith. I do not recommend you lose these checks. You need to write your name on them as soon as you walk away from this stage. In 5th place with 5 fish for $14.62 from Mount Juliet, Trevor Sanford and Mini Me. Where's he at? Oh no, he got to get up here. Where is he? Oh, the little imitator left? I think he's hiding back here somewhere. In 4th place with 5 fish for $15.53 from Upperman, Newton and Krause. Would you just settle down, youngin'? And don't leave. Don't leave. Since you're here, you're going to jump the gun on me. They also had the big fish at $4.97. You get the check or that pack and that bag of stuff. In third place, with 5 fish at 16.31 from Pickett County, Rex Reagan and Max Moody. You guys step over this way a little bit, guys. Right there. These got the camera right there. How are you guys? All right. In second place from Lipscomb Academy, they had 5 fish for 16.71. Bornstein and James. And in first place with 5 fish for 18.54. All by himself, all the way from Alcoa, Jackie Hatfield. He's going to get a whole bunch of rods and some wood here. You know, Dad's finally going to get a plaque to hang on his wall since the partner wasn't here. Although partner is defending over at Cherokee today, right?
6th place.
Have we heard from him?
6th place.
6th place? All right.
Right here.
And we got one last award left to give. Not you. You were the only one here. You need some teammates to show up for this next one. Dominating with a total of 3160. Your top school is Pickett County. Give that to the coach.
All right, let's see here. Let's get everybody to this side over here.
Not in the region. At the state, but not the region.
Now, let me get everybody held up to number 1.
Oh, Renee walked right in front of Liz.
That's all right. Sorry. You all just move.
Okay, hurry up, please. Thank you. All right, good job, guys. Good job, boys. Good job.